Alright, I think we're ready. Man, it feels good to be sitting back in front of a camera again. Had to take a little bit of time off. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Um, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Donnie B. I do mediocre photo and tech related content, but I've taken the past couple weeks off, maybe 3 weeks off from creating content because I had a dog that swallowed a stuffed animal, had to have surgery. It's been a whole thing. So this is my return back to YouTube after I don't know about a month off. So today we're going to be talking about. Oh, glad you're here. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. If you're not new here, good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. So today we're going to be talking about flash photography, specifically the gear that comes along with flash photography. Maybe later on we'll do a whole video on actual flash photography, but today we're just talking about the gear because I just picked up something new. Actually, lately I've been doing a lot of flash photography. I just that's just something I never did. I've always kind of just done natural light, just find the sun and stand in it. You know what I mean? Like just work with what you got. But here lately, I guess I've just been trying to learn stuff new, and so I've been trying to make my own light and create photos. There was a video not long ago Peter McKinnon made talking about how great photos are made. They're not taken, they're created. And so I kind of thought about that. And so, what's one way to make a great photo? You got to control the light. So, I've been doing a lot of flash photography lately. And man, they've been turning out good. I've been enjoying every second of it. I even did a self portrait. I don't know what made me do it. I hate being in front of a camera, but check this out. I did a few of them, but these are my two favorites. So I'll throw those up now. But so when I first started doing paid work. I don't want to say professional work because I didn't really enjoy doing it, and it was just paid work, which was shooting houses, doing real estate photography. I don't do it anymore. I don't really advertise for it. If I got some buddies that are real estate agents, and if they need me to come through and do it, I will. But I just don't advertise for it anymore. I didn't enjoy doing it. Um, it was either an empty, boring house or it was a filthy, like just ransacked pigsty. That was just hard to make great photos. Now, if you're shooting, $1 million mansions that are furnished or decorated, then that's a completely different animal. I didn't get those, so I just didn't enjoy it. But I went out and I bought this guy, and this I think it was $140. It's a Young Noi. It's the highest Young Noi they make. It's a knockoff of the Canon 600 EX-RT2, and it's a good flash. It's on camera flash, but I basically was holding it off camera. I would just have the camera on the tripod and I would hold this, and bounce it off the ceiling. It worked great, but whenever I started doing portraits, it just wasn't enough. It got me by. You'd have to have the softbox really, really, really close in order to get good light with this. I mean, like if you wanted the background to be darker than your subject, you really had to get close with this one. So, and with this one came this transmitter. Why is that dark? Okay, came this transmitter. This is a big guy. He's kind of chunky. Uh, but it worked great. The display worked great. It looked good on the camera. It worked great. So I recently needed to get more studio quality light. And, I'm working, man. I work full time. This is not my main source of revenue. Photography is not my main source of revenue. I work for a living. I buy my own gear. Companies don't send me gear to review. This is all stuff that I buy, and so I try to always find the best bang for your buck. You know what I mean? Like I don't go for the cheapest, and I don't buy it just because it's name brand. I fall right there in the middle. So there's some things I won't cheap out on, but for the most part, I fall right there in the middle. What is the best bang for your buck? And that's where I came across this guy. It's actually a Godox, but I bought it from Adorama, so it's a Flashpoint. Is the Godox 8100 Pro or Flashpoint 8100 Pro. They're exact same thing. And with that, I bought this trigger. And no shame on Godox. This light is amazing. This little soda can looking light puts off so much light. I mean, it's only 100 watts, watt seconds, or however that's measured. But it just really, I mean, you can use it just like this. You don't even need a diffuser. There are some diffusers that I have that just stick on. This is magnetic, and it just, here, enough talking about it. Let me just show you. Look at this. Boom. And then there's even like barn doors and other diffusers and like color gels that just magnetic, just stick right on there. I mean, it's a great light. Just magnets. Magnets are great. Who doesn't like magnets? So I absolutely love this light, but I had to buy a trigger, and this feels cheap. It looks cheap. The screen, I'm sorry, Godox. I like your products, but it just feels, looks, and it just looks bad. And I paid $70 for this, and it works with TTL. It works in manual. It's got that, what's it called, TCM, the trans communication, whatever, where you can put the flash that you're using, then you can adjust it by power instead of by stops. It works. It gets the job done. It looks horrible on the camera. Here, this is the EOS R, because I'm shooting with the R6 II, but it's big. It's chunky, you know. So, Godox just released, and that's what this video is mainly about, is I wanted to talk about this thing. And it is, I love it. It works amazing. It's great. So Godox just released the Nano Q3. Where's the box at? Okay, well, I have the Flashpoint version. Same thing. The Flashpoint is the R2 Nano. And look at this. Look at this little guy right here. Look at the difference. I mean, really? So this is $20 more and worth every penny. That is actually, if you look on that table right there, that's a piece of paper, and that is a return label for this thing. It's going back. Sorry, B&H, but oh, just look at that. Look at the footprint that leaves. Absolutely amazing. So this is what the video is mainly about. I haven't looked and talked into a camera in quite a while, so I've just been kind of rambling. But that's what we're talking about today. I wish I knew the name of the Godox. I think it's called the X3 on the Godox line, and this is the R2 Nano, X3 Nano. That sounds about right, because this is the X Pro. So I think it's the X3. Pretty sure it's the X3. I'll leave links to all this stuff in the description below. They will be affiliate links, but Godox or Flashpoint didn't send me these, and these are not sponsored. I can talk as much crap about them as I want to. That just goes to show how much I like it, because I don't have anything bad to say about it. So first off, the lock on it, let's just go over that. It's just a push button lock, and so when you push it, that little locking pin goes in and out. So there's no thumb screw, which is awesome. It just locks on there. If you want to take it off, push it, pops right out. So let's go over some of the specs. And I guess the best way to do this is I'm going to use the Pocket 3, and I'm just going to record the screen and go over it. It's kind of a tiny screen. Before we do that though, let me just go over some of the specs. So it's available for Sony, Canon, Nikon, Fuji, and I believe Olympus. Pretty sure it's Olympus. Anyway, so it is a 2-inch corner-to-corner OLED screen. It has a 870 milliamp hour battery. The standby time is 7 days, and I've gone on two 1-hour shoots with it, and I am still at 3 bars on the battery, which is awesome. It's USB-C rechargeable. Takes about 2.5 hours to fully recharge from empty. Oh, here we go. 850 milliamp hour battery. Input is 5 volts, 2 amps, so 10 watt input. In the box, you get a USB-C to USB-A cable, and you also get this super cute little carrying case. And look at that. Which packs up nice and neat. Even has a little lanyard. Also, it does not come with a manual. It comes with like a little business card with a QR code that you scan to download the manual. I mean, if that helps keep costs down, I get it, but that kind of sucks. But typically, most of us men don't really read the manuals anyway. Alright, so as you can see, from corner to corner, you got a 2-inch OLED. On the right side, you have a test fire button, you have mode and power, and then at the top here, you've got this little crown that you can control all your movements with. Or you can do touchscreen. So that's kind of how I prefer to do it. The crown is handy. It is nice to have, but you can also just pull down from the top. You can see you have where you can turn the beep off. You can control your modeling lamp from here. You can lock the screen. You got the settings menu, and then multi is just so you can do multiple fires at one time on different groups. So if you want to turn on all these groups that will fire multiple times at once, you can do all the way up to 100 times, and then you can control the hertz all the way up to 199 hertz. Let me go back home, and here's where it's pretty cool. So you can turn on all these groups. We'll just go A through F. But you can do A through F and then 0 through 9. And then for TTL mode, you can only do A through E, and then manual mode, you want to group F through 9. So there we got the group A through F, and then we'll go back here, and you can see that we have our entire group right here. But if you tap, let's say you want to control A, you can tap the plus sign to move it up, or if you want that one to be in TTL, you just hit that one right there and it goes to TTL, and then you can adjust your exposure compensation right there. Or if you want to pause this light, you got the pause button there. You can unpause it. If you want to turn on your modeling lamp, you can do that from here. Nope. And if we'll put it back in manual, but if you want to go down to the next one, instead of going back, you can just scroll down, and there's B, C, D, E, F. Or if you want to control from this screen, instead of doing it one at a time, you can simply drag left or right over the top of them. Or if you want to control, if you want to control all of them at one time, you can hit the plus or minus button at the very bottom of the screen, or you can slide left to right on that as well. Super cool, super intuitive. So you can do, here we'll do all of these, and then we'll go back. So there's all your groups, and if you want to turn, say, D off, you can pause that one and then see where D's off. And if you want to turn, say, 0 off, you can pause that one, and let's turn E off as well. So now we can turn all these off and on, and if I want to adjust this one to 1/64th and C to 1/28, but let's say I want to bring them all up a third of a stop. We'll go boom. Oh, went too far. That just moved all of them a third. If I want to go a whole stop, just tap that or slide at the very bottom. Alright, now let's go into the settings menu. So in the settings menu, you have, here's your sync, so you can choose between front curtain. Can you see that? Hope it's not too close. So you can choose between front curtain, high speed sync, and rear curtain. I typically always do front curtain. with ND filter if I have to, but I will use high speed sync periodically. Oh, let's go back to the settings menu. All right, so wireless menu. This is where you do your channel and your ID. And then shoot, you can do a group shoot, or one person shooting, or a group. But if you're going to shoot in a group, you can only shoot in groups A through E. I think I said that a second ago. All right, trigger distance, you can choose whether you're shooting between 0 and 30 meters or 1 and 100 meters. Um, I haven't really tried the difference between both of these. I just left it on 1 to 100, but I imagine that if you did move it to 0 to 30, that it would probably be a little faster, but I haven't had any issues. So you can choose whether you want to do it in third of a stop, or if you want to do it like, say, the whole numbers instead of, here, we'll just do that. So now instead of fractions or stops, you can go by power level, which I think is pretty cool. I haven't gotten used to that yet. I'm going to try to get used to it because I feel like I would like that a lot better. All right, TCM. So well, I guess if you're using this, you will be using Godox products. So this is the Godox speed light, and then you can do the 100 AD, 200 AD, 300. So you can put in the actual light that you're using, and rather than measuring in stops, you're measuring in power levels. So super cool. Zoom, I just leave it in auto, but you can put manually what focal length you're shooting all the way up to 200 millimeters. Here we have our screen standby time. I've got it on the highest now so that it wouldn't cut off while I was showing you this. And then screen brightness. You can turn it all the way down. Now, I just leave it all the way up. Gummit. I've just been leaving it all the way up. Haven't had any issues with battery life yet. And then, of course, you got language, reset, device info. Auto off, you can have it cut off automatically in 30 minutes, hour, 90 minutes. I guess that's about it as far as what I can show you on it. You know, if you already own this one and you like it, you're happy with it, then don't upgrade. One good thing about this one over this one, and this is something that I'm seeing a lot more in common lately, is that with this one, you can put new batteries in it. The batteries go dead, you put new batteries in it, and you carry on. I even use those Watson low discharge batteries and all these things, and don't have a problem. Battery goes dead in this one, you know what? You throw it in the trash, recycle it, whatever, and you have to buy a new one. A lot of technology nowadays is moving in this direction where it's in a sealed unit. I mean, you could probably send it in to get it repaired, but it'll probably cost you more than just replacing it. Everything's becoming so disposable. So if you're more environmentally conscious and you don't want to see things like that end up in landfills, which I don't either, but stuff like this is a lot when you can replace the batteries, it's a lot better for the environment for sure. But if you just like the latest and greatest, or you're trying to pack as lightweight as possible, which has kind of been the thing or the theme I've been going with lately, I just try to carry a minimal kit. That's why I went with such a small flash. And I'm getting old, man. I can't carry all this stuff anymore. So, I don't know. I guess that's going to do it. This is not the typical content that I put on this channel. So, if you found it all helpful, hit the like button and let me know if I should keep doing stuff like this. That's the only way I know is if I get a good feedback and response from you. So if you would like to see some actual on location photography shoots with flash, without flash, sports photography, senior portraits, things like that, let me know in the comments or hit the like button. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you. I really appreciate those of you that have been around this long, and it feels good to be back. Hopefully we can get right back on the normal schedule. I don't know if I'm going to stick with the Sunday. I'm going to try to maybe start going Fridays. At the very least, we'll try to stick with the Sunday upload schedule. I've been trying to think of some ways to come up with some things that I can do earlier in the week and just kind of get like a smaller video up, maybe more vloggy type stuff. But I don't know. I really miss making videos. It's good to be back. And as always, take care of yourselves. You know you deserve it. I'm Donnie B, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.